everyone, it's Michelle Caruana, creator of Play Cafe Academy and owner of Climbing Vines Cafe and Play. And before we get started, I just want to remind you I have a free ebook all about opening a profitable indoor play cafe. So I will link to that in the description. And I also have a workshop coming up, so I'll link to that as well. And I also just want to say that I get really real about this topic inside my Play Cafe Academy program in a way I can't really do here. So go to playcafeacademy.com if you'd like to learn more about that. But this video is all about the 5 ways that we prepare our indoor playground for emergencies. So these days, especially if you're in the US like us, even minor injuries like a finger jam or a slip and fall can have devastating effects on your small business. So the recreational aspect of an indoor playground makes us especially vulnerable to injuries, lawsuits, and disgruntled customers. We also, of course, want to prioritize the safety of our guests as much as we possibly can. Remaining prepared during any sort of personal injury emergency should be self-explanatory, but it's unfortunately one of those things that we all think is never going to happen to us until it does. That's why today I want to lay out exactly what we did and what we continue to do so that our indoor playground facility is as safe as possible for our customers and we're as prepared as possible for emergencies. So I want to share the following 5 tips so you can do the same. Number 1, have a lawyer review all documentation. So make sure that you have a lawyer on your side in your business that will ensure you have the proper coverage, not just what your lease requires, and in proper amounts. Ensure you have all the proper signage and that you and your team know how to use it. So for example, when to put a wet floor sign out, and that no stones are left unturned here because it can be very dangerous. It might be an investment up front to hire a lawyer, but it could save you your livelihood in the long run, and not to mention your peace of mind. Proper signage also helps to educate and warn customers of potential hazards, and it's just always beneficial to have. Tip number 2, make sure all repairs are always taken care of in a timely manner. So if something happens to break or needs repair, like a floor panel or a toy, owners will often continue to put it off until someone gets injured, and then it's really a problem. You will likely find inside your insurance policy, and your lawyer will probably tell you that if you fail to make repairs or fail to provide a safe environment, or if they find an injury could have been prevented, it does not end well for you, the business owner. So prioritize repairs and be sure that your building is up to all legal and safety codes of your state. This is a difficult one for us because if something breaks, there's usually a lag between when it breaks and when a replacement item comes or when we can financially afford to replace it. We're continually learning in this regard and striving each day to ensure that we are handling this process in the best and safest way for our customers. Tip number 3, have a first aid kit and know how to use it. There are some great ready-made kits on Amazon with the essentials like Band-Aids, gauze, and antibacterial wipes, but I would consider some enhancements to it. So for example, I always have single-use ice packs, which we use all the time. Parents appreciate how quickly they turn cold, and I love that they can take it home if needed, which is helpful for them too. Tip number 4, documentation is key. So after medical attention is given, be sure to document the entire incident, have accident reports available, which can be found online or produced by an attorney. You know which one I probably recommend. So many times when your insurance carrier is contacted with a claim, they'll try to gather all of this information to decide how to pursue it. The information that you provide may help them decide to throw it out or move forward with the claim. I also always recommend having a full video surveillance system so that you can not only verify any claims, but also learn of things that could pose a potential hazard by understanding visually how an incident occurred, because that makes it a lot easier to fix. My last tip number 5, is that follow-up is important. So if a child gets a small head bump, you can probably help parents and comfort them at the scene and let it go. But if a child or adult gets really injured, follow up with them if you feel necessary, as long as your lawyer says it's okay. Even if they have no intention of filing a claim, it's a nice touch to check in on them and ensure that they're okay. One more quick tip is we have a panic button under our check-in counter right at the front of our entrance. So if pressed, it triggers a silent alarm and the police come right away. Though it's really meant for robberies, we've also used it for other emergencies, though those are rare, thank goodness, and have found it immensely helpful. So at the end of the day, preparation for even the tiniest emergency is absolutely key. Everyone on your staff should be trained for emergency procedures and armed with the tools and information to handle whatever may happen during their shift. Let me tell you, you do not want your customer left with an injured child while an employee tries to get you personally on the phone to handle the situation. So again, that is probably the most important takeaway I want you to have from this video, is to make sure that your employees are empowered and they know what to do in any given situation. So when somebody throws up, what should they do? Should they clear the place out? What happens if customers get in a fight? Who should they call? All that good stuff. The biggest thing is making sure that whoever is working that day, whether it be you or an employee, is to make sure that they have the knowledge and the tools they need to handle that situation effectively. And again, I'm sure those tips were a little bit unexpected because they weren't really safety tips. It's more legal tips. But again, the tips that your lawyer and your insurance company is going to give you are for a reason. So the tips that your insurance company gives you, like make timely repairs, it's because people get injured when things are not repaired properly. So again, make sure all of your bases are covered and all of your customers will have a safe and fun experience at your Play Cafe. And again, don't forget to download my free ebook. I'm going to link to it in the comments, and sign up for my virtual workshop. I'm going to be there live, so it's not pre-recorded. So I will be answering all of your business plan questions. So feel free to sign up. I would love to see you there. And again, feel free to check out playcafeacademy.com if you would really like to accelerate your success and join an absolutely incredible group of entrepreneurs inside of the program. So have a great day.